and welcome to Bread Thoughts, Doctor Who Series 11. Basically, this is going to be a 4-part video where I'm going to discuss a couple of subjects that I want to address. Number 1, the episodes. Basically, just quick synopses and my thoughts on whether or not the episodes are worth watching. Number 2, the cast and characters. Basically, the Doctor and her friends. 3, my final verdict. Basically, just overall, how do I feel about Series 11? And finally, why I recorded this video. I'm not just doing it to talk about this stuff. There are a couple other prevalent issues that I want to address. And without further ado, let's get on with it because this is long. I ran this a minute ago. Number 1, well, the first episode is The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Basically, if you've seen Twice Upon a Time, the Christmas special, you know that Peter Capaldi regenerated into Jodie Whittaker at the end of that. And, she was falling from the TARDIS. This continues right after that. So if you're wondering, why is the Doctor falling, to Earth, check out Twice Upon a Time. It's a good Christmas special. I really liked it. It was fun, interesting, and it had a callback to, the original Doctor Who. Like, it's Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, dealing with the first Doctor. Awesome story. But anyway, at the time that the Doctor falls to Earth, 2 other strange aliens come to Earth as well, in the same area. And basically, it's up to the Doctor and her new friends to figure out what's going on and, hopefully stop the world from being vaporized by 2 aliens. Overall, definitely fun, awesome, interesting. 10 out of 10, cinematic, great episode. I loved this. It was a cool introduction for a new Doctor. It was a cool, interesting story. And it just had some of those cool, nice, dramatic moments. Like, when the Doctor finally remembered who she was. I really loved that. I'm doing this quick, again, because I know it's going to take forever. Episode 2, The Ghost Monument. Basically, at the end of the first episode, the Doctor built a device to, get her back to the TARDIS. Well, unfortunately, in activating the device, her new friends got caught up, in the blast of the machine. And they are swept along with her. And they are caught up in a space race to a place known as the Ghost Monument. Quick spoilers, it's the TARDIS, essentially, or at least where the TARDIS lands every so often. And, well, the Doctor and crew, work with the racers who are trying to get to this location and get there, and, yeah. Honestly, overall, it's not a bad episode, but it's definitely lower on the scale for me. I'd say a 3 out of 5. It's a nice little story, but there's nothing really engaging to keep me interested in it. It's only worth it really for the last couple of minutes whenever they do find the TARDIS. And seeing the interior for the first time and just how interesting and awesome and crazy it is. Okay, so moving on to episode 3, Rosa. This takes place in the United States in the 1950s, right around the time of the Civil Rights Movement, which was basically dealing with segregation within the United States. Separation of, whites and blacks, whites and coloreds, whatever terminology is fitting. And Rosa Parks is famous for her part because of, one major incident on a bus where she was asked, by a white person to move from her seat, and she refused to. And basically, it just kicked off a large thing in Alabama that ultimately got, the separation of colors, on the bus lines, and many other things to kick off. And this was interesting because, there's another time traveler who's come to this time who's trying to affect history somehow. And honestly, it's a cool little mystery. It's a cool little, I'd say, Back to the Future-like thing where we have to make sure things happen exactly as they did. So definitely a 4 or a 5 out of 5 on my list. Check this episode out. It's totally worth it. It's very cool. I loved it. Moving on to the 4th episode, the Sunarga Conundrum. Basically, the Doctor and crew, were looking for some spare parts on this junk planet when they come across this sonic mine, which blows up and knocks them out. Luckily, they're picked up by a medical ship that's taking care of them, but unfortunately, a weird alien creature gets onto the ship as well. Not because of the Doctor and crew, thankfully, but basically, it's a small gremlin-like thing that can literally devour the ship, bit by bit. It's crazy. And, it's dealing with that situation. It's a pretty good story. It has some side fluff, filler stuff. So I'd say it's a solid 4 out of 5 for me. I would totally check it out. It's got some funny stuff. It also has the pregnant dude. Yeah. You heard me right. Pregnant dude who's like human. It's a funny little subplot at times, but also has some nice little character growth. Oh god. So I'm just trying to do this fast. Oh crap, I forgot. My bad, there's another episode in between this. Episode 4. Arachnids in the UK. Basically, the Doctor and crew, after the Alabama thing, end up back in the UK in the proper timeline. But there's something strange going on. Basically, there's this weird mutation with giant spiders. Imagine some like the size of house cats. It's very unpleasant, very creepy. I don't like spiders. Don't show me spiders. But I feel like it was a good horror mystery kind of thing, so definitely worth the watch. 4 out of 5. Check it out, definitely. So that was episode 4. Sonarga Conundrum was episode 5. Episode 6, which was... Demons of the Punjab. Sorry if I said that wrong. But basically, this takes place in August 1947. The partition of India between, the Indian people, the Pakistanis, and I think the Muslims. I'm not 100% on that. I don't know my world history, and I apologize for that. But basically, the premise here was, Yaz wanted to go back in time to meet her grandmother as a younger person, learn a bit more about her life story and stuff. And so they go back there. But, there's some strange goings on. There are some weird alien dudes who are also showing up in this time, and it's like, what are they up to? And basically it's, addressing that. Like, are they here to do bad things? Are they here, just kicking it? Usually not the case, just saying. It's a good episode. It's got some good drama. It's interesting. So I'd say a solid, 3.5 to 4 out of 5 for me. It's a good episode. It might not be your cup of tea, though, honestly. Let's see. The next episode, Kerblam. The Doctor strangely receives a package from a company known as Kerblam. Think of like Amazon, who's able to just ship stuff to whoever through science teleporty stuff. Inside this package, there was a note, saying, help me. So the Doctor and crew go to the Kerblam headquarters to try and investigate and figure out, who sent this letter, why they need help, blah, blah, blah. And basically, it's a bit of commentary on automation, as well as human workers and such. So I would say it's like a solid 4 out of 5 for me. Check it out. It's fun, interesting. And it has some good plot twists and a bit of mystery to it. Let's see. Next we have The Witchfinders, which was episode 8. Takes place in 17th century, Bilehurst Crag. Seems to be a fictional place that was made up. Basically, it's similar to the Salem witch trials in the United States, where people believed, where people believed that their neighbors were witches or working for Satan or some crap like that, doing evil things. Quick spoiler alert: it's aliens. So it's dealing with aliens in the 17th century. It's a good, strange mystery because some strange, creepy stuff happens. We're not really explained. We don't get an explanation for it till a bit later in the episode, but trust me, it's worth it. 4 out of 5. Check it out. Episode 9. It Takes You Away. This takes place in Norway in 2018. Basically, the Doctor and crew exit the TARDIS. They're in a wooded area, and they see this strange log cabin that's really boarded up, like they're prepared for some kind of major attack from something. The Doctor and crew get inside the cabin to find a young blind girl, who tells them that her father has been taken away by some strange, mysterious monster. And it's up to the Doctor and crew to investigate the situation, figure out what's going on, and hopefully, get her dad back, because, yeah. I would say definitely 4 out of 5 on this one. It's good. The ending is a bit weird, though. Like, trust me, it's a little trippy and cosmic and strange, but I would definitely recommend it. I enjoyed the episode. And it has some good, personal growth stuff for a few of the friends. I'll explain that in a bit. And then we have the final episode, the Battle of Ranskor Avkalos. I'm going to put that below because I'm bad at pronouncing things. Whew. Basically, the Doctor and crew, I think they receive distress signals from this strange planet and they go to investigate. They find a ship's captain, like a spaceship captain, on the planet and find out that his crew has been taken by this mysterious godlike figure. And basically it's up to the Doctor and crew to figure out what this godlike figure wants, what they're doing, and how to stop any potential evil plans. And really quick, you have to check. I would recommend seeing the first episode of the season, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, before you watch this episode. There are some callbacks to that. There's some links to that. Just letting you know in advance. So you don't go, I'm just going to watch episode 10. I'm going to skip the rest. Watch the rest of the season, trust me. It has some callbacks. It's worth it. So I would definitely say 5 out of 5 for that one. Totally, very highly recommended. So, moving on to the cast and characters. Basically here, I just want to talk about, the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, as well as the new friends. Because, that's the term now instead of companions. And I like it. It's nice. It's fitting. Okay. Sorry. Again, trying to do this fast. Looking at just Jodie as the Doctor. I really like her. She's quirky. She's interesting. She's curious. But she can also be serious when the time calls for it. I really like her as the Doctor. I think she was an excellent casting choice. Jodie, keep up the awesome work. You're very cool, very funny. I love you as the Doctor. Next up, looking at the friends. We have 3 friends. We have Ryan Sinclair, Yaz, I forgot the last name, I'm sorry, and Graham O'Brien. Looking at Ryan first. Basically, he's a young black African-American guy who's like 19, I believe. He suffers from a small disability known as dyspraxia, which basically seems to be like a coordination slash balance thing. Like the very start of the episode, he's dealing with, very start of the season, he's trying to deal with, riding a bicycle. And then he deals with this issue in a few other capacities, like climbing a ladder, and just a few other things. Ryan's a good kid overall. I really like him. If I had to say which of the friends I'm definitely a Ryan, hands down. He's a good kid. He's got his heart in the right place. He's a bit headstrong at times. He makes some foolish mistakes, but overall he's very likable, and, I care about him. Moving on to Yaz. She is a former police officer who was on probation. Basically, she was in, her first 2 years of being an officer. And she's caught up in all this because she showed up where Jodie fell to Earth and, was investigating. And also, she's friends with Ryan's because they went to primary school, I believe. Like I said, she's a police officer, so she has some, good instincts and investigative skill, and she's just a nice character overall. I don't want to say, anything bad about her, but, I felt like she was definitely very much, for the most part, a straight man, for, some things. They don't, make jokes off of her, but she doesn't get to have, some of the funny, humorous moments that Graham or Ryan have. Again, it's not a whole lot, but I'd say her biggest point for being around is she seems to be, the person the Doctor seems to bounce ideas off of most. Oh crap, we gotta figure this thing out. I don't know what to do. And then has some dialogue with Yaz. They bounce ideas back and forth. And she seems to figure things out. And I like that. It works. Also, really quick, for reference, Yaz is Muslim. This season seemed to have, a fair amount of diversity in it. And I think that's cool because, one of the things I've learned is representation matters. It's cool for kids to see people like them. A female doctor. Black companion, Muslim companion, whatever. And, yeah, so that was cool. Some people have apparently taken issue with that, and you can go fuck yourselves, because that's stupid thinking. Like, for real, dude. It's a fictional TV series. Just let it go. Oh, sorry. Moving on to the final friend. Graham O'Brien, played by the actor Bradley Walsh. Wait, Bradley Walsh, Graham O'Brien. I like that. I like that combination of names. If you know me, you know why that is. If you don't, let's just say I know a Brad O'Brien, and he's a pretty okay guy. Okay, maybe. Whatever. He's a retired bus driver. He was married to Ryan's grandmother, Grace. You know, and basically, he and Ryan throughout the season, you know, kind of butt heads at times because Ryan didn't seem to approve of the marriage to this guy. You know, and also, this is just a small side note in Graham's story, but he's a former cancer patient. He's in remission currently. And basically, he met Ryan's grandmother at the hospital because she was a nurse. They fell in love, they got married, and just, you know, it's cool. And, honestly, like I said, I really like the name situation with him, and, like, of the three companions, you know, I feel closest to him. You know, it's not any preferential treatment thing, it's just, I really like Graham. You know, he's the older father figure who's trying to do his best to protect Ryan, you know, and be a good guy overall. My eye just itches. Honestly. You know, and, you know, there were times where I was worried, like, oh, hey, they might do something where they kill Graham off. They didn't, luckily, and, you know, honestly, guys, you know, please keep Graham on. You know, like, if he does have to go, give him a good death, you know, protecting Ryan, protecting his friends. Like, do not make it some silly bullcrap thing. That's all I'm asking of you. So, overall, you know, the doctor and her friends, very good. I love everyone. They're such cool, nice, sweet characters. Moving on to my third point. The final verdict for the series. You know, basically, like I said, there's only one episode I did not care as much for, and that was episode 2, The Ghost Monument. Like, honestly, the only draw for that, for me personally, was just like the last 5 minutes or so where we get back to the TARDIS. You know, because the space race contestants, we're probably not going to see them again. We might, but, I don't know, it just didn't really matter to me. It just felt like a bit of fluff and filler between, you know, to get back to the TARDIS. And hey, it's fine. It had some ties to the first episode, so it's not totally crap, throw it away. It's just not as interesting to me personally. You know, maybe some of you out there saw it and were like, oh my god, this is a great episode. I love it. You know, other quick thoughts that I have, they had a few, like, heavy-handed moments, like, at the end of the Ghost Monument episode. They get to this place where the TARDIS is supposed to be, but there was some foreshadowing saying, basically, you know, the TARDIS appears and disappears from this place every so often. You know, they get there, it's not there. You know, oh my god, I've doomed you all, we're going to die on this planet, blah, blah, blah. It's like, guys, cut the crap. We know the TARDIS is going to show up in, like, 2 minutes. So can we just, you know, speed it along? In the episode Rosa, Yaz and Ryan talk about some of the racism that they deal with, you know, in 2018, and how things are much different back here, you know, in Alabama in the 1950s. You know, it's a bit of a heavy-handed moment, but you would definitely do that in that situation whenever you're hiding behind a dumpster, like, you know, I can't believe we have to hide back here because people don't like us because of the color of our skin. It's bullcrap. Yeah, that's right. I'm taking the firm stance of racism is bad in 2019. Just to establish if it wasn't clear before. So some of you might call me an SJW, and you know what? I'd say I'm more of a bard, so suck it. But overall, I really enjoyed Series 11. I would definitely check it out. And now, finally, we get to point number 4, my most controversial point. Why did I record this video, besides the first obvious couple of points, and promoting Doctor Who? When it was announced, you know, that Jodie Whittaker was going to be the next Doctor, there was an uproar, you know, from people. Oh my god, the Doctor's a woman now? That's stupid. Oh, I don't like that. That's crap. And you know what I say to you people who are going, oh, the Doctor's a woman now the series is stupid? You're an idiot, and you suck, and I hate you, and do not watch my videos. That's it. Okay? If that one element turns you off from the series, you are a moron, and you suck, and just go away. Honestly. Because that is crap. Okay? Like, if you've seen some of the episodes and you just don't care for Jodie as a character, you know, that's fine. But if it's just because, oh, she's a woman, that's crap. You suck. Like, you know, I have a friend who didn't care as much for Matt Smith. Basically, they said he felt he was a bit too silly and stuff. And, hey, that's fine. Like, I'm sure I'm going to run across a Doctor, too, that I don't care for. You know, I may not state that, but... but, yeah. But my point is, like, if it's a sex thing, you're an idiot and you suck. If it's, oh, this character is dumb or annoying, fair enough. That is personal opinion. I'm not going to judge you for that. And, anyway, moving on through the season, you know, I didn't hear as much backlash against, oh, the Doctor's a woman now, oh, the series is ruined, oh, it's so dumb. You know, there was a bit of a different tack by some people. And basically the issue at this point was, we don't care as much for the writing. And hey, that is something I'm not going to attack you for. Like I said, the Ghost Monument episode, I found a bit boring. I didn't really care as much for. That's fine. You know, some of you may not have cared for a few of the episodes that I enjoyed, like the first episode or the last episode of the series. And hey, that is your opinion. I'm not going to judge you for that. Like, you know, some things appeal to me, some things appeal to you. We're all different. It's fine. As long as it's based in something that isn't just ridiculous, you know, I have no beef with you. You know, like, honestly, I feel like the writing was good. There were some, you know, schmaltzy, heavy-handed moments, but nothing terrible. You know, I'm not saying it was bad. But hey, maybe you're like, oh yeah, that moment in like episode 3, oh my god, like, really? You did that? Psh, whatever. So, you know, some people found Jodie as the Doctor a bit controversial. They found the season a bit controversial. You know, and it's like, hey, that's your opinion. If you have an opinion for at least a good reason, fine. If you have it for a stupid reason, you're an idiot and you suck. Again, specifically if you're like, oh, the Doctor's a woman now, that's dumb. Okay, the thing of regeneration was meant to keep the series going after Hartnell could no longer do it because of health issues. That's why we have 13 Doctors. 14. You know, and there was talk of the Doctor being a female since the 80s. Okay? The 1980s. 30 plus years ago. So, yeah. If you can't wrap your mind around that, leave. And that's it. You know, Doctor Who Series 11, Brad's thoughts. I really liked it. I like Jodie Whittaker. I like her friends. I like the adventures. And I cannot wait to see more in 2020 when we have Series 12. Yeah, that is right, my dudes. They have announced Series 12. So Jodie gets at least 2 seasons. So to all the people who are like, oh my god, the Doctor's a woman, now it's going to ruin the show. Guess what? You were wrong and stupid. Oh, I'm going to get flagged for this so much, I bet. But, you know, with all that said, if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, you know, feel free to let me know. I have no bearing on Doctor Who or the BBC at all, but, you know, I'm a fan in the, you know, I'm in the fandom. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, your opinions. You know, what did you like? What did you dislike? What would you like to see in the future? Like, let me know. Also, you know, give me some casual thoughts on the New Year's Day special, because I haven't seen it yet. Because apparently it's not part of the box set. Well, the DVD thing, which is dumb, in my opinion. But until next time, everyone, have fun, stay safe, keep hydrated, and of course, remember, every character has a story to tell. I'm Valiant Bradley James, character investigator.